Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sari and you are watching my knitting podcast videos. And in today's video, like always, I will be talking about what I have on my needles at the moment, what I have been designing lately, talk about new pattern releases, upcoming pattern releases. I have a couple of things that I want to show you. And also, since this is the first video of 2024, I will be talking a bit about my plans for the upcoming season and the new year. So what I'm going to be designing and what my hopes are. But I have a lot of things here next to me that I want to show you. Some are things that you have already seen in earlier videos, or if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of them there, and some are things that I haven't shown yet. So there are both old and new things. So if you have been following me for a longer time, then all the new things. On this video, first of all, I'm wearing the Moonflower pullover. This is currently being test knitted and I will be releasing the pattern next week. So you can see it here. So it has like this all over cable pattern. Also the same thing is on the back. And it has dropped shoulders, some cables also on the sleeves, and then seed stitch on the sides. And for this one I used Camellia Fibre companies, Serene, Merino, Aran, and this is the colorway Moonflower. And I talked about this also earlier. I often, before I come up with name for a design, I have like a working title for things that I'm knitting, and it's often either the name of the yarn or the colorway name or something like that, so that when I draw all the charts and we have a visitor coming. So Luna is here. She has been sleeping again for the whole day, and immediately when the camera comes out, so does she. So she's here, determined to be on camera again. But I was talking about the yarn and the way I name. And sometimes I think, like for example in this instance, the name that I have, like the working title, I think it's very suitable for the actual design. So sometimes I keep the name, one of the probably most popular names that or yarn names that the patterns that have taken their name from the yarn is the Iris beanie. So for that I used hedgehog fibers, skinny singles and kid silk lace, and the colorway I used was called Iris, and the name stuck, so that's how the hat got its name. And the same happened here. So in my previous video I said that I was playing yarn chicken, and I didn't have any leftover yarn for this sweater, but for the whole time when I was knitting I was sure that I should have one more skein somewhere, and I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. So I thought that I had used every last scrap that I had, and when I had bound off all the stitches, I had blocked the sweater. And during Christmas break, if you can see behind me, I have a new yarn cabinet behind me. So you can now basically see my whole yarn stash behind me. But I was organizing my stash and ta-da! I found the missing skein. So like I said, I knew that I had one more. I just couldn't find it because my whole stash was a complete mess. But now I have one more skein. I'm thinking about what I will use this for. Maybe a hat. I don't know what I can make with just one skein, but I have to come up with something for this yarn because this yarn is so gorgeous that I don't want it to go to waste just like sitting in my stash. So I really want to knit something with this, and it has a very beautiful stitch definition. It has like a very tight twist in the yarn, and that creates the stitch definition, so you can really see the cables and the seed stitch over here. Yeah, so we moved to this house about a year ago, a bit over a year ago, year and 2 months, something like that. And this was like a new house. Nobody has lived here before us, so we bought this before it even existed. We didn't build it ourselves. We had a construction company that built it, and then we just moved in. And this room that is my office was the only of the bedrooms that didn't have built-in closets. So we went to IKEA and we bought some closets for this room, and for over 1 year, I haven't had the doors to the closets. So there have been like open shelves, and I've been just like putting everything in there, and it has been a complete mess. Everything has been so messy. And also the Billy, this is from IKEA as well. So this is the Billy bookshelf, and it has the glass doors to keep the cats out of my stash, and it also helps everything from not falling off the cupboard. This was also totally, I still haven't really organized it. It's a complete mess, but I like these cabinets for my yarns because I can see everything. And when they were in the cupboard, I had them in boxes, so I couldn't see anything that I had in there. So I wanted to change it like this. So we have one more bookshelf here behind me, and haven't really organized it totally yet. Just put everything in there when we were fixing the cabinets and the cabinet doors and so on. The painting that I have behind me needs to find a new place because that spot is too small for it, but it's still there for the time being. But that's something that I have been doing during the winter. And now that I have all my stash here, I have been promising to make a video for you going through my stash, but it has been such a complete mess that I didn't really want to show it to anybody. It would have been too much work for me to try to find everything, but now since everything is here and you can see everything, I could actually do that kind of video very soon for you. I still have a bit of yarn over there and a bit of yarn over here, and then I have some yarns over there that I'm going to sell, and I have one box of yarn in the cupboard that is for like single skeins that I use for swatching. So especially if I do a swatch for a publication or a magazine or something like that, and I don't need the actual yarn that I'm going to use, I need just something that conveys the idea, then I usually use the scrap yarns that I have over there. But anyway, since I love the Moonflower pullover so much, and also I have been wanting to make another color, so I made one color, I think 2 years ago. It was the Vima color, and I've been using that one a lot. And then I made the Diana color last year, which I also loved. So I wanted to create another color, and then because I love this design, the cable design, and now Luna is sleeping on the knits that I wanted to show you. Sorry Luna, you have to move now because I want this. You're sitting on it. Sorry, disturbing you. But yeah, so I casted on this color version of the same design. So here you can see it. I'm still working on the neckband. It's going to have a longer neckband that can be folded double, so kind of like a double neck. And here, this is what it looks like. And for this one I've been using this is the DK weight yarn and a silk mohair. And I bought the DK weight yarn last year when I was in London. I went to a yarn festival there, the Farnham Maltings yarn festival. So I bought this yarn, so it's Black Isle yarns. And this is the Balblair. So it's a Gotland wool 65% and Bluefest Leicester 35%. So it's a DK weight yarn, undyed, really nice, very rustic yarn, and it's the Bluefest Leicester content that gives it a bit of a sheen. So it's a beautiful blend, and I'm blending it with silk mohair. So this is Knitting for Olives soft silk mohair. The colorway is called Rainy Day. So I will write all the yarn names, pattern names, everything that I mention in this video below this video in the description section, so you can easily check everything out from there, so you don't have to try to pause the video. Oops, dropping everything. So you don't have to pause the video when I show the labels, and lately I've been having problems with the video camera. It doesn't want to focus on the labels, I don't know why. But anyway, I will write all the yarn names, pattern names, colorway names, everything below the video, so you can read it there. It's all going to be there. So this is the Moonflower color, and I will also release the pattern for this very soon. So another thing that I have been knitting lately, I kind of almost only have grey things on my needles at the moment, or grey and red, a bit of pink at the moment, very limited colors. I think I used to love to knit with grey, and then a few years ago there was like this boom of everything that was brown, especially all like these caramel colors, and then darker browns, and then lately I've been like craving everything that is grey again. So I have a lot of things that is grey on my needles, and I have yarns for another couple of grey sweaters. You can see here's the yarn that I bought from Barcelona that I talked in my previous video, and here's another grey yarn as well that I'm going to be casting on very soon. But yeah, I have a lot of greys and reds on my needles at the moment. Actually, I could talk about another new pattern release. So this is something that I will be releasing tomorrow. So these are the Lulu socks. I showed these to you in my previous video. So in my previous video I talked about having to knit sleeves and second socks and boring bottom bands. So I have now finished both socks. I haven't casted on another pair of these yet. I haven't had time, but that's the plan because I really like these. These are very, very basic socks with a bit of a twist. So they have this kind of like garter or seed stitch rib pattern. So it's not quite your basic ribbed stitch, but something a bit extra. I started them with tubular cast them because I think that makes the edges of knits really neat, and also it's quite stretchy. So these are knitted cuff down. They have reinforced heel flaps and French heels. That's my favorite way of knitting socks. And these are called Lulu socks, and like I said, I will be releasing the pattern tomorrow. So I used Filcolana Arwetta for this one. This is the colorway 218. So this is the yarn that I used for the Lulu socks. And another red thing that I have on my needles is this beanie. This is a new design that I'm working on. I might have to rip back a bit. I'm afraid that it's going to turn a bit too big. It's going to look like this. So it's a top-down hat in simple 1/1 rib, and I actually like the wrong side of it even more than the front, so I might end up turning it around in the end so that the wrong side is on top instead of the right side that is on top while I'm knitting. But I'm using for this let's see if I have another bottle of this. Yeah, here. So it's Cardiff cashmere in this beautiful red colorway. So this is the color 564, and then I'm using Filcolana Tilia, and this is the colorway 218. So the combination that I'm using for the hat. So I'm calling it Mino beanie at the moment. So it's a new design that I'm working on, and let's see when I have time to finish it, then there will be a call for test knitters. I got a question about test knitting. I used to always put all the test knits on Ravelry, but lately I've had them on my Instagram stories, and I usually nowadays I always make a test knitting application form using Google Forms, where you can just like easily click on the size, and it's easier for me to see who wants to knit which size, rather than going through all the messages on Ravelry boards. And also because there are a lot of people who don't use Ravelry or who don't actively use Ravelry, so I decided to put the calls for test knitters in my Instagram stories, so they are more easily available for people over there, so you don't have to like go to my Ravelry group every day to see what's happening over there, but you can see that in my Instagram stories. So there will, every time I post a call for test knitters, there will be a link, and just click on the link, fill in the application, and then you can bye bye Luna. You get to the form and you can just fill it out, and it's a lot easier for me to go through the applications, like I said, and also for everybody to see all the information about the test knits. So that's going to be there from now on. So if you want to test knit for me, just keep your eye on my Instagram stories. Often I post a message a few days prior to the call for test knitters, like a heads up that it's coming. But anyway, I will be having a few calls for test knitters in the upcoming days, because like I said, I've been knitting quite a lot during the winter break that I took between Christmas and New Year's. So small stuff, more like accessories, and I have quite a lot of patterns that I've been writing and that need to be tested. Somehow I don't know, I talked about this, I'm much more of a summer person than winter person, and I always forget in the summer that if I want to put out winter patterns, I should start to knit them already like in July, August, to have them ready for November. But in July and August I'm still in such a summer mood that I don't feel like knitting beanies or collars or mittens or stuff like that. And now during Christmas I realized that I haven't actually put out any accessory patterns for a longer time. So if I want to have something, this is like a very last chance, because last year I noticed that mid-January is still okay for like a beanie pattern, but the end of January is already too late. People don't want to knit beanies. At the end of January people are starting to look forward to spring, and beanie doesn't really shout spring, so nobody wants to buy any like winter accessory patterns at the end of January or February. That's a lesson that I learned last year, so that's why if I want to have like accessory patterns, I really have to get them done and test knitted now. But this is something that I have had on my needles for a longer time. This is the beanie that I cast it on quite early in the autumn. We went to see the Oppenheimer movie, which was 3 hours, and I wanted to have something simple to knit for those 3 hours. So I cast it on this top-down hat, and it's been more or less done for a long time. It just needed like the last 1 or 2 centimeters, and somehow I don't know why I was so uninspired to make that, but now it's done, and I'm calling it the Archer beanie. And I also cast it on a second one, so this is the second version of the same hat, so we can see the increases over here, and then it's knit 3, purl 2 ribbing. And we went to see the Willy Wonka movie, so this is how much I knitted during that movie. So I had to cast on, I made the crown decreases in the morning, and then we went to see the movie. And this is I think ribbing is really nice to knit. I don't need to see it because I can feel with my fingers if it's going to be a knit stitch or a purl stitch, and especially when it's a wider rib, then I can feel it with my thumb when I knit. So when I'm holding my needles, then here I can feel with my finger when there's like this ridge coming, and then I know that I have to turn to knitting. And also if I knit ribbing, then it's kind of like a rhythm that I'm making, so it's quite easy to keep up the rhythm. But if I kind of like pause or get lost in my thoughts, then I can feel if it's a knit or a purl stitch coming. So that's why I like rib things for like car trips or movies or places where I can't see. So here's the second one that I'm making. This is yarns. This is knitting for Olive's Merino yarn, and I think the colorway was called Raccoon, and this one is Gepard Garn Kid Silk in colorway 422. So here's the the yarn that I'm using, and I will be calling for test knitters for this beanie already today. So if you're only watching this video now, then I think the test knitting call might have already gone, because I don't know how quickly I will be able to edit this video, and it always takes a lot of time to edit it and then to upload it to YouTube. So I don't think this will be up today, but maybe tomorrow. But there will be other calls for test knitters, so if you missed that one, then there will be other ones as well. So that's something that I will be calling for test knitters today. I also have one secret project that I knitted during winter break, but that I can't show to you yet. And another thing that I will be posting a call for test knitters is this one. So this is the Kuutar beanie. I didn't knit this myself. I had a sample knitter who made this for me, and this was something, because I didn't knit it myself, then I thought that I wanted to have like this folded brim, but because this is twisted rib, when you fold it around, then it's like a normal rib. So I've been thinking about how to either fix that if I want to leave the twisted rib on the back side, but then it's just kind of like a waste to knit a lot of twisted rib when you can't see it. So then I came up with the idea, I just haven't sewn this in place yet, so I will be turning it the other way around so that it will be going on the inside. And this is similar to the Kuutar beret pattern that I made. So it has really beautiful top and it has the Kuutar lace pattern over it. I'm still thinking whether I want to add a little pom-pom on top, but this I will be calling for test knitters for this one as well in the upcoming days, maybe today already or maybe tomorrow, let's see. What else I have? I have a few more things that I want to show you. Let's start with this one. Another grey knit on my needles. So this was my Christmas cast on. So here you can see there's like this cable and lace pattern, and ever since maybe 3 years ago when I did the Kuutar pullover, I've been kind of like, because a lot of knitting for me is work, like I said, that lately knitting has felt more work to me than like a hobby or something that inspires me, because I was knitting second sock, I was knitting a second sleeve, I was knitting a second scarf sample, I was knitting a bottom band. A lot of knitting that I do on a daily basis is for work, and like everybody knows, work can be very inspiring, but it's still work. And that's why I have been wanting to have like these moments where I knit only because something is very inspiring to knit, and like I want to have like this very inspiring projects on my needles. And it started with the Kuutar pullover 3 years ago when I quit my job at Novita, and I was really exhausted and close to burnout, to be quite honest. And I remember I was so tired during the Christmas break that I couldn't really do anything else except lie on the sofa, and I cast it on the Kuutar pullover, and it was such a like this flow moment for me that I just knitted and knitted and knitted, and it was kind of like those knitting magic moments that you just like create something that feels like magic. And the next year I wanted to now Luna is going to a cardboard box that I have on the floor. I got a shipment of yarn yesterday, I haven't had time to unbox it, and now Luna wants to go into the box, so that's the noise that you hear. But anyway, let's see if she wants to calm down a bit soon, as soon as she gets into the box. Okay. Apparently it's taking a bit longer than usual for her to find a good spot among the yarns in the cardboard box. Anyway, I was talking about inspiring knits. So the next year I made the marzipan pullover, and last year I made the Lucia pullover, and this year it's time for a Laulu pullover. And this stitch pattern is based on the same cable and lace pattern that I used for my Laulu scarf a few years ago. And I can't even remember when I drew the charts. Actually, I remember thinking about making a Laulu pullover a few years ago, but I have no recollection of drawing the charts. And then I think it was maybe half a year ago, last spring, something like that, that I was going through all the charts that I had, and I suddenly stumbled on the chart that I had drawn for the Laulu pullover yoke, and it really inspired me. And then last summer we went to Copenhagen. I visited Knitting for Olive shop, and I found this combination. So this is Knitting for Olive's Merino. This is Dusty Moose. So this is brownish grey or greyish brown, whichever way you want to put it. So it's not brown, but it's not grey either. So it's something between those two, and I'm combining it with, it's actually the same silk mohair that I had for this one, the Moonflower color. So it's Knitting for Olive's soft silk mohair in the colorway Rainy Days. So this is the combination that I'm using, and I absolutely love this warm grey color that the combination makes. And here you can see the stitch pattern starting to emerge for this one. So this is going to be a Laulu pullover. So it's going to have the cable and lace pattern on the yoke, and then it's stockinette stitch otherwise. And I'm really happy about that. I just haven't had as much time to knit it as I wanted to, because like I said, I realized that if I want to have some accessory patterns, I have to make them now. And here behind me I have the Mila cardigan that I was still working on in my previous episode. So I was working on this bottom band. So it's double knitted, it took ages, and I don't think I had any sleeves yet at that time. So now it also has sleeves, and like I said, I'm going to or I did make this so that it's totally reversible. So I also like how the cable pattern looks on the wrong side. So you can actually turn this whole design around. That's why I wanted to have the double knitted bottom bands for this one, so they look good on either side, and I decided to use the snap buttons, so I don't have the buttons and buttonholes on the wrong side. So when you turn it around, there's going to be these on one side, and then the other side is blank. So this is the Mila cardigan. I still haven't written the pattern. Like I said, I have been taking a bit of holidays during the days between Christmas and New Year's, but that's my plan for this week and next week, to finalize the pattern, and then there will be a call for test knitters. I will be traveling quite a lot this spring, so that's also something that has been distracting me a bit. So in 2 weeks I will be flying to Seattle. I have never been to the United States, so this is first time for me. So I will be going there, and I will have a couple of classes at La Mercerie yarn shop, and also like book signing. So I will have the Softly Timeless knits with me, and some samples from the book, and you can come and hear me talk about making the book, and also learn to knit cables and top-down hats with me, and have your book signed and so on. So that's super exciting. I'm a bit worried about the trip because the flight from Helsinki to Seattle is 13 hours, and there's a huge time difference, but I'm sure everything is going to go fine. And after that I will be flying to New York on my way home, because there's the Vogue Knitting Live. I have never been there. I have never been to New York either, so I will be coming to Vogue Knitting Live and see it for myself. I'm not teaching there this year. Hopefully in the future I would really want to be one of the teachers over there. But anyway, I want to see the whole event, so I will be coming there as well, and then going home. And after that I have like a week and a half at home, and after that I will be going to Madrid. So I will be at the Love Yarn Festival in Madrid. I think it's the second weekend of February. I think it's 9th and 10th or something like that. And I will be teaching 2 classes there. So if you are going to be somewhere near Madrid, please come and say hi. Please take my class. I will have increasing and decreasing in lace patterns, as well as creating your own cable patterns, especially concentrating on like fisherman style patterns and how to combine cables to make your own cable patterns. So those are my 2 courses for the Love Yarn Madrid Festival. So that's some of the travels. I also have couple of more book related trips coming up, but since I don't have the exact dates to give you yet, I will tell you as soon as I have more information about that. 2 more things in this video that I wanted to show you. One is this one. So I wanted to cast on a new beret, and this is something that I made already a couple of years ago. So this is the Bis beret, and it's knitted top down. So you start with this little I-cord, then increase in pattern and end up with this like I-cord bind off for the edge. So I'm making the same hat in this beautiful pink color combo. So I wanted to have something colorful amid all the gray. And I'm using, this is the same yarn as for the Mino beanie. So this is Cardiff cashmere, but it's a different colorway. So it's like this pink colorway. Here I have the label. So the colorway is 711, and then it's mohair by Canard brushed lace. It's kid mohair and mulberry silk, and the colorway is 3001. So this one, and here you can see the top of the beret. I still have one more set of increases left, and then a bit of straight part before doing a bit of decreases over here and the bind off. So I really like this color. I think it's super fun. Going to be something that I know that I will be wearing a lot. And the last thing that I wanted to show you, I actually casted this on already when I was in Barcelona. but this needs some ripping. It was good before I blocked it, and now it's way too big. If I put it on, so it's a balaclava. So when I put it on, it looks quite okay from the front, but it's huge over here. So I don't like how it is. I want it to be like, I don't like this bit, this edge that it makes, so I want it to be slimmer from the back. So I need to do some ripping back, which means I have to rip back the neck part and then some of this back part. So it needs a bit more work. Sometimes designing is like that. Couple of steps forward and then a few steps backward, but I think that if you really like something, then it's worth redoing it and making it again to get it perfect. So that needs a bit more work, but I know it will be just like less than 1 day's work to redo that, to redo the back head and then redo the neck. But it's just like the mental toll of having to rip back something that was already finished, that has been putting me off from doing that. But yeah, I think that was everything I had for today's video. So if you are somewhere near Seattle, I hope to see you at La Mercerie or at Vogue Knitting Live in New York, and then at the beginning of February I will be in Madrid, and I would love to see you and say hi to you. So yeah, I think that was everything. Everything in today's video. Again, I thought that I don't have anything to say, and I've been talking and talking and talking for such a long time. I don't even know how long, but yeah. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, remember to subscribe to my channel and you will always get a notification, and yeah. Bye!